Hey Majora's Mask freaks, I'll bet you've never seen this before. You know blue bubbles, these floating, flaming skull enemies that can curse Link by hitting him? Link will flash blue for as long as he's jinxed, but did you know it even persists into the game over screen? The version of the Doomsday cutscene I'm showing you now has Link sporting his starting equipment, the Kokiri Sword and Hero's Shield. But if you've got the Razor Sword, Gilded Sword, Mirror Shield, or nothing at all instead, the sequence will appropriately reflect that. If you're wondering how to become naked and afraid Link, you have to have the sword stolen from you by the Tekuri bird that hangs out around the entrance to Milk Road. And the shield must be devoured by a like in Great Bay. Note that the sword can only be stolen after Link finds the hero's bow from Woodfall Temple, and this disgusting creature will only eat the hero's shield. Link can't lose the upgraded one with his twisted face on it. During the moon crashing sequence, right before the celestial body collides with the clock tower, the camera rotates around Termina Field, showing both a Chu-Chu and real Bombchu enemy. There is nothing you can do to stop these guys from being a part of the cutscene as they replace the nighttime spawns at 6 AM, immediately following the Dawn of the X Day transition screen. And since what would be Dawn of the Fourth Day is precisely when the moon comes crashing into Termina, you don't have a chance to defeat these freshly spawned enemies because the player has no control here. However, there are objects that appear during the scene by default you are able to get rid of beforehand. See this red rupee taunting the player? And this big hunk of ice blocking the road to Mountain Village? Well, all you have to do is climb this stone pillar to collect the rupee, and then head past the mushroom rocks and up this hill to the north to destroy the ice, which will result in a cleaner looking cutscene as these objects won't suddenly pop into existence. If you only remove the ice but don't collect the rupee, it will correctly reflect that too. Is it obvious that I love real-time cutscenes more than pre-rendered ones? Today I'm going to continue celebrating that by talking about and showing you all every variation of Link during the moon crashing cutscene with each of the wearable masks in the game. Players who failed to retrieve Link's stolen ocarina in the very first time cycle will have seen this sequence as Deku Link. Next up is Goron Link, who can still make you laugh even as everything burns in a fiery death. I don't have much to say about Zora Link, he's just cool right up until the very end. What a metal way for a rock star to meet his demise. Zooming out from a crotch shot brings us to the fierce Deity, who is clearly not considered for this cutscene. Very unfortunately, the Giant's Mask does not do anything special. If you're in this larger-than-life form when the moon crashes, it will just be as if Link isn't wearing any mask at all. As always, Kamaro's mask looks slightly disturbing attached to Link's face. The little boogie he can do helps reduce the creepy factor, but tragically dancing when the timer hits 0 does not carry over into the cutscene. The Circus leader's mask is probably the most useless overall in the game, but it's my favorite of the non-transformation masks to have Link wear here because of the way it's dynamic. Tears are constantly streaming down his face with this thing on, which is actually kinda heartbreaking. The Great Fairy's mask is actually another one that does animate. A major perk of this mask is that the hair shimmers when you're near a stray fairy in a dungeon. I tested to see if this shiny hair carries over, and I'm crushed to say that it does not. The Blast Mask is another one that looks different depending on what state it's in. If you've detonated the mask, it will turn semi-transparent until it's recharged and ready to be used again. Unfortunately, it will be opaque in the cutscene even if you use the mask with less than 1 second remaining. Very likely because the mask simply cools down before the camera cuts to Link. But with all that, I hope you learned something new. As someone who has watched all the glitches, oddities, and secret showcase videos my brain can handle, My goal with my own videos here is to document the minutiae of Majora's Mask I haven't otherwise seen documented yet. So I've been experimenting with all these weird gameplay quirks myself. My plan is to just keep going until I run out of things to talk about, so I hope all of you out there who really care about Majora's Mask do see this. See y'all later.